Objective number 2, add or subtract complex numbers. If we have two complex numbers, the first one is a plus bi and the second one is c plus di. If we want to add them, what do we do first is we will open the parentheses, and then we see that the a and the c, they are like terms, and the bi and the di, we can factor out the I, so we will get b plus d. So what do you see is that a and c, they are the real part. Then you add the two complex numbers, you add the real part together. And b and d are imaginary part, you add the two complex numbers, you add the imaginary part together. Similarly, for the subtraction, we open the parentheses, and then you combine a and c together, so you get a minus c. We will factor out the I, then we get b minus d. A and c are the real part, so we subtract them, and b and d are imaginary part, we subtract them. So we don't have to follow the formula if we cannot remember. We just simply do as algebra in example number 3. We want to add the two complex numbers. We will open parentheses first, and then we just go ahead and combine like terms. Then the real, which is a, is 2, and the imaginary is b, which is 2 also. In problem B, we have to simplify the square root of a negative number first. Then 4 plus square root of negative 1 and 25 plus 6 square root of negative 1 and 16. Then 2 plus 5i plus 6 minus 4i. We will open the parentheses, and then we combine like terms. Number 2 and number 6 give us 8 plus 5i minus 4i is 1i. So the real part is 8 and imaginary part is 1. Similarly, for the subtraction, we will open the parentheses first. Minus 5 plus 4i, because we distribute the minus in the second parenthesis. Then we combine like terms. The real part is negative 8, and the imaginary part is 11. Similarly, like before, we have to simplify the radical for the negative square root. So the 12 we will break like 4 and 3. And the 27 we will break like 3 and 9. Then the negative I square root is the negative 1, the square root is I, the 4 is 2, and we still have 3 inside the radical. Negative 2 for the second parenthesis, and then minus the 9 will get 3, the negative 1 will be I, and the square root of 3 still inside the radical. Then we will open the parentheses for both of them, and then we combine like terms. So you see that 3 and 2 are like terms, so we get 5. The 2i square root of 3 and 2i square root of 3. So I square root of 3, they are like terms. You can factor out. So you get 2 plus 2. Then 5 plus, we will get 4 square root of 3i. The real part is 5 and the imaginary part is 4 square root of 3.